Good afternoon from Your Best Car in Kent. My name's Ben. I'm from one of our 2 UK branches. We're in Cranbrook, 10 miles outside of Tunbridge Wells, or just a 40-minute train commute from London. Our other site is in Buckinghamshire, near Marlow, and combined we have over 600 5-star reviews. So please check out our website to see those reviews from our happy customers, and of course, the rest of our fleet. Before we get into the walk around, I'd just like to answer the 2 most frequently asked questions that we get here, which are: do we take part exchanges and do we offer finance? The answers are both yes and yes, we will take your part exchange. We can even pay off outstanding finance on your current car. Then on top of that, I'm thrilled to say that we are industry beating with our low APR finance rates. So if finance is the route for you, then please get in contact with us, or you can visit our website, yourbestcar.co.uk, where we have a finance calculator at the bottom of every advert. So whether it's PCP or HP that you're after, you can input some numbers to that calculator, adjust the filters down below, find something that works for you, and then there'll be a finance breakdown of that contract before you hit apply. So this is the walk around video for our 7-seater Mercedes GLE350d AMG line, presented in the most popular colour in my opinion, the selenite grey metallic exterior paint. This is a Euro 6 compliant car with the 2.9 litre diesel engine producing 272 brake horsepower overall. This really is the creme de la creme of the Mercedes SUVs. The 7-seat pack ensures that all passengers ride with equal luxury and comfort, with air conditioning and charging capabilities, and then the Premium Plus trim level is giving you the best features available on this generation of GLE. Before we get into that spec, I'd just like to break down some of the Mercedes lingo if you aren't familiar with it. So 4MATIC, as you might have already seen in the title, means the car runs off of Mercedes 4-wheel drive system. And secondly, the Airmatic pack relates to the electronic air suspension that the car has. So right now, and in the photos, it's in its lowest access height, but of course I'll show you that button and how that works once we get inside. So on to some of the specification. Down here, one of my favourite parts, the upgraded 22-inch AMG 5 twin-spoke design alloy wheels. And then if we have a look at the side profile, we can see there's rear privacy glass, side steps, chrome window surrounds, and chrome roof rails. Get keyless entry, so right now the key's in my pocket. The car is locked, but when we come to close proximity with the door and open the handle, the car will unlock without having to press on the button. So the interior is made up of Napa leather upholstery and oak veneer trim that you'll find in the center consoles and parts of the dash and inner door panel. The Napa leather is on these front seats, well, on all the seats, but these front seats are the sport seats. So they have an electronic adjustment that is found on the inner door panel, along with your memory function. So 3 memory functions for the front 2 seats. The front 2 seats can also be heated, and then the driver has a leather-wrapped multi-function steering wheel. This steering wheel column can also be electrically operated, and that is part of your memory pack. Then the wheel has paddle shifters for switching it into your manual mode, cruise control, your hands-free buttons, voice control, multimedia buttons for your interactive cockpit. I'll show you more on that in just a second. And then just some other upgrades, your Burmester upgraded surround sound system. Up above, your opening panoramic sunroof with a sunblind. Again, I'll show you that in just a second. And then down below, you've got your state-of-the-art 12-inch touchscreen infotainment display. So let's have a hop inside and run through some of these features. We've got keyless start paired with a keyless entry. And of course, I've included photos in the advert, but we'll run through as many of the features as we can in this video. So this is your main display. As I've mentioned already, it is a touchscreen interface, but you can use the dials down here on the pad if you don't want to get it too grubby. So let's start from left to right. Phone. We can connect up via Bluetooth for our hands-free settings. So our phone book will be on here. We'll have our contacts. We can make calls and take calls. You can use the buttons on the steering wheel too to help you out, so you can keep your phone tucked away whilst driving. One place you can store it whilst driving is down here. You've got your universal wireless charger just tucked in there. Back to our main menu, so satellite navigation is built in. A big perk of it being the wider touchscreen displays that, of course, you can move the map around, you can pinch and zoom. Then you've also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration too, which you might have already seen. I've connected up my phone and that is working as you would expect. Radio, so FM, AM and DAB digital radio stations are built in. And then for your other multimedia, again, you can connect up via Bluetooth to play your own music, via Spotify, YouTube. You can connect up via USB as well. You've got 2 USB Type-C ports just down here. And then onto your comfort. So this is your seat heating, your seat kinetics. So here there's so many things to explore with. You've got your seat heating balance. You can actually choose the direction of where you want the heat to be. And then you can override it as well by pressing on the button just here. Then you've got your ambient lighting. Oops. And your additional energizing comfort. Onto apps, so as I mentioned before, your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You've got your web browser as well, just over there. Store, just some additional Mercedes-Me content. We've actually got no signal here, so that will not work. Let's just back out of that. And then just some general vehicle settings. If you put the car in reverse, we'll see our reversing camera. Now this is a really special camera. You've got your parking package, which gives you all of these different views on the left-hand side. As you can see, your normal reversing camera with your bird's eye view. This is a big upgrade. And then you've got your front and rear parking sensors, as well as your guidelines. So the guidelines will move as you turn the wheel. Of course, very handy for your bay or parallel parking. And then on the left-hand side here, you've got your other various views. You've got a panoramic view of the rear, your side or blind spot views, front view, and then a front wide view. So it makes parking this car an absolute breeze. Down below, your climate controls. This is actually a 3-zone climate control. You've got the front, left and right, the middle, and well, actually 4-zone because you've got the rear as well. That can be controlled from here, and I'll show you the rear settings in the back in just a second. As I mentioned before, your dials down here for your in-car entertainment system, and this is your electronic air suspension mode too. So if we press down on here, that will of course lower the car, and then up will raise the car, and you'll always see through the middle here if the car is rising or lowered. Also on the interactive cockpit, you can use the buttons on the right hand side to cycle through various settings. I like the map feature here. So of course you can turn this on or off. And you can do the same for the left hand side as well. Onto the panoramic sunroof, it's really easy to operate. You can just press this button here and that will open up the sunroof like so. And one hard press towards the nose of the car will close it, and then likewise for the sun blind. So that's it for the front cabin. Let's have a look at the rest of the car now. So back here, of course, we've got the exact same seat upholstery, the fine Napa leather seats. You can electrically adjust these side seats too. So you can see, just like the front, you've got your adjustment here, of course, your surround sound system as well. And then additional adjustment for your headrest. Here are the climate controls for the rear. If we just take a step back and look up, you can see how far back that panoramic sunroof stretches. Now I'll show you how to get into the rear 2 seats in just a second. I just want to show you the boot first of all. The rear privacy glass extends all the way to the rear pane, of course, and then you've got this very handsome rear end of the car. You'll also notice some chrome inserts as well on the face of the tailgate and on parts of the bumper. We can press the button on either the key, or here we've got a power operated tailgate, which opens like so. Now you might have already seen from the photos some what you might think is damage, but this is actually still the original blue protective film over the scuff plate. So although you might see some tears in here, this is not damage, it's actually preserved the scuff plate quite well. So of course it's completely up to you what you do with the blue film upon handover. So if we have a look at the boot, we're really impressed by how much room you can, well, how much room there is back here. Even with the 2 seats up in the back, you've definitely got room for the shopping. You've definitely got room for 2, maybe 3 weekend bags in this area here. And then once you do collapse these seats, you've got all of this room too. The seat belts are tucked away nicely on the left and right hand side. And then you can press the buttons on the right hand side to collapse these second row seats. And when you collapse these seats, it actually gives you almost like a van-like space back here. So plenty of practicality comes with the GLE2. If we just pull this back up, we can see it's really easy. I'm doing it one-handed. Of course, with one hand on the camera. There we go, nice and easy. Now to get into these rear 2 seats, Mercedes have made it really easy. There's no manual labor included. There's just a press of this button here on the shoulder of either side. Take a step back. It will move out of the way for you. It will tilt and slide, giving you this opening. And then of course, back here, you've got the exact same seat upholstery. You've got 2 USB Type-C chargers back here. And then to close, you actually have to press and hold. I think the idea here is that if someone is behind, you don't want to get their feet trapped by pressing it all in one motion. So you can press and hold as you go. And that will clip back into place. And then it might seem a little bit out of place. Of course, you can then adjust it manually again with the buttons on the side. There we go. So if you're interested in buying the Mercedes GLE350d, then please give us a call on 01580 712 115, or you can send us an email to sales@yourbestcar.co.uk. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we take part exchanges and offer finance packages. So if either of those options apply to you, then please let us know. We're all accessible on iMessage or the Meta platforms, so Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp. So if you have any questions or queries about our cars, or you might have some details of your part exchange to send to us, then please feel free to message us on those platforms instead. It's worth pointing out as well, at this stage of the video, as we've raised the suspension, this is at a higher suspension now compared to the beginning of the video. So there we have it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and best of luck with your search for a new car.